Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to No Still if you've been here before, or welcome in if you're new here. Thank you for being here. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all the beautiful things. Today we're going to be looking at your next blessing. I thought it would be a cool thing just because I've personally been in a bit of a tiny bit of a, it feels like a darker-ish time in things. So I just want to look forward to some beautiful things coming forward for y'all and for everybody. Yeah, we're going to be looking at that with the Hermetic Tarot and clarifying with. I had to find my bag. Either clarify with the little light seers or we'll clarify with the archetype. I'm not sure yet. It's a hard decision. Either that one. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, just going to be looking at the recent past. So like maybe something that you might have been through or something that you've just been in, like a cycle, something you're coming out of, it feels like. Then we're going to be looking at where you are now. What's the current moment for like for you, and then the next blessing. I don't know, I forgot. That's the whole point of the reading. The next blessing. So let's see what we got. Ooh, we got the Emperor at the bottom. I like that. I hope it focuses. Hope you can see the cards. Either ways, let's see. Again, thank you for being here. It's pretty dope. All right. I don't know how I'm gonna shuffle these. Oh my god. I'm still working on this setup and all. A work in progress. Alright, let's see where you are in the past, something that you've recently gone through. Page of Swords. Interesting. I am not mad at it, not because the pages are small energy, but because it feels usually like the pages are just lighter energy in a sense. You know, not much weight on them. So maybe again, yeah, like you shed some skin, there's not much weight on you. This is of the air though, and pages are of the earth as well. So air and earth. A forest? Like a windy forest? I don't know. I'm thinking of a forest. So maybe like a forest. I think of like a venture, a journey. What's the name of my mouth? Sorry. Maybe and because I'm seeing how vulnerable and like unclothed they are, and it's just like a symbol of like openness, vulnerability, which is a good and bad. There's vulnerability to attack, but there's also like openness, and there's like you willing to try to learn to be something new, possibly. But it seems within that maybe angelic or ancestral protection with that head above them. But it seems like whatever journey you're on, swords down, so not really speaking, mostly listening. That's what you probably would need in a forest, because you're like listening to the sounds around you, possibly. I don't know. It just feels like in that there's a lot, which is interesting with it being a light energy, but it's like that vulnerability, the openness, like a new venture, possibly on your own physically, but not on your own, like spiritually. Definitely not on your own. You definitely have help and people watching over and assistance, alive or not. You know, there's people watching over to make sure you're all right. But you're definitely physically, or we're physically in this journey on your own for good reason, just to learn something for yourself. Stepping onto unknown territory, stepping into a better version of yourself. It's at the waist. Something about waist. I don't know. No something to. Well, now the thoughts are just leaving me, so I'm not sure what else is there. But it's just Page of Swords. Initially, Page of Swords is learning, new energy, very inquisitive, very curious, So I don't know. She even almost has like a cat-like face. It's interesting. So, and I think just the curiousness of a cat, the flexibility, the something where you've come from, because this is supposed to be like where it's coming from. I just feel like where you're coming from, you were on a new learning venture. Maybe that was the difficult thing, because I know that since we were focusing on the blessing coming forward, I wanted to focus on maybe something you'd been through that would, because I mean, we reach for blessings a lot of any time, but sometimes we reach for blessings when it's like a darker time. So it just feels like maybe in this learning venture, it might have been difficult, because especially because like when you're learning, it's darker. There's not a lot of not a lot of light, not a lot of awareness. The awareness comes after you grow, after you learn, but you have to start somewhere. Let's keep going. So maybe just a darker learning process. I don't know. We'll keep going, because there's something I can't touch with that one. It's interesting. Let's see where you currently are in the present, though. Let's see where you come to. Where have you come to? Shit. Indeed, I was trying not to say that too loud, because I'm trying to respect the energy around me today. King of Swords. I might end up cursing so much. I don't know. It's a part of me. The King of Swords. That's cool. Look at you in the past and look at you in the present. And we just talked about growth. That's a definite sense of growth for sure. 101 million. Like there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Because it's going from page to king. That's one of the cycle completions. Or else, unless you think of like page to queen, which is another one I would say. But that's growth. You're in the King of Swords now, cutting out old thing. Like, cause look how there's two hands. There's one there's dar. I can't speak. There's one that's a scythe, or one used for sowing, one used for reaping. One used for cutting, one used for like one is used for ending things, and one is used for beginning things. Oh, 20% battery. I have a charger. Please excuse me while I end low power mode and bring my phone back to life. You see what I mean by that King of Swords energy? Please excuse me. Tech. So they call him the Prince of the Chariots of Winds in this card. So winds, movement, action, carrying things. Maybe you're carrying a burden, carrying something through. No, not. You could be carrying a burden, but I also just immediately said after carrying something through. So like completing something, finishing something, but still making something new. There's a chariot as well, so there's movement. There's actual physical action I feel you're taking. Who's at the bottom? Oh, the devil. Interesting. And you've been on this channel. I like that, but I'm wondering what it means here. Interesting, because in the King of Swords, it's the Capricorn, the two deacons of Aquarius, so that's the end of Capricorn, which is what I would feel would be the most wise deacon. It's the most grown, it's the most, not grown. I know I said that, it has the most growth out of all the deacons, I feel, which has its good and bad, every side does, but what I see here is like, if this is the last deacon of Capricorn in this card, which I'm just not focusing, sorry, that means that this devil card is here to show us with the Capricorn energy. Or that's not Capricorn, sorry. Capricorn energy in the devil card, where maybe maybe not just that because Capricorn rules like the knowledge of self, who you know yourself to be. You know, it's the taboos and the matters, but it's like it's your personal matters. It's like, how much do you know about yourself? How true can you be to yourself? And then in turn, how true can you be to the public? You know, that sort of thing. That's why it's self-knowledge. I'm trying to like define it in a messing. I feel like the reflection. It's the choices you make based on your self-knowledge. Is that too? That's why, like, I don't know. It's like the devil is like a trap or not. It's like you could. It's the choices you make that can put you in that, and like it can be sort of like a trap to your body. But it's like the only thing that usually holds you back is you, or creates that trap is you. You know. So it feels like you came to that awareness, and you're really cutting things out, beginning new beautiful things. Look at that butterfly. It's like you're transforming in a cool way, in a good way. You know. Your mind is transforming. Wow. I feel like whatever this journey was, though, look how like open they look in this beginning. And like, and I look at your spirit guides, even the guides above your head. That's so cool. It's like you got people looking out over you, but it's interesting. I don't know, where it's like masculine, but not, butterflies aren't feminine, but it gives me that feminine listening feel. And then like you got the feminine over here and the snakes. I don't know, it's just like the combination of energies, where snakes feel more aggressive, where the butterflies feel more passive. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's with the opposite. I just feel here your spirit guides have been just teaching you about like balancing your energy, but like look, it's like the openness, but like the caution within that face. But then it's like the awareness in this face, but it's just like, it's like a part of him is closed down. It's like, yeah, I'm never revisiting that. It's like something that you journey. They're not even showing me the in between. Or something you journeyed completely transforms you and like makes you a better person, a smarter person. But like it's like it darkens a bit of you as well. I don't know. I hope not. I mean, it's good because you got those like children there and those like light-hearted energies around you. That's a really good thing, keeping you light, keeping you as light as it felt over here. But the lightness here, I feel like the growth is just added weight to you, but in a good and bad way. Like it gives you the I don't want to say girth because that's an interesting word, but you see, like it keeps you, like you see, I don't know, the liveliness, trying to make the most of what you can out of it. Let's see what your next blessing is, though. I like that. Where you are now is a really good spot. You've in relation to where you've been, you've grown. I like that. Goodness gracious. Making space. Okay. Sorry, my fingers and stuff are in the camera. I'm working on it. I'm sorry to stop so soon, but it's just what I was thinking. Where like I've had this set up in a good space where it was all right and everything was okay, but then I even took it back to where I would do something like completely like unorganized, and I just had the whole space set up, and it was like, why would I take a step back? And this feels like, I don't know, it feels like you were at the king position, but like when you, it's like this energy felt light, but I know it still had something behind it. So it's like you weren't just a page. You didn't just start off fresh new like the fool. It was like the fool with, it was like you already had shed before, and it's like you already had a position on something. So this is like extra ordinary, extra amazing, because it's like this is new skin you've grown on after you've already shed this off and grew some more. Like you've transformed multiple times, and this is just another one of those. But it's bigger, it seems. It's like it definitely changed you in a different type of way. Like, I feel like in the way before, it changed you before, it's like, yeah, I'm still open to try this, but I feel like the way it changed you with this, it's like, oh no, I'm never doing that shit again. Something very important about that. Both learning processes and both are valid and both are important, but like there's an I don't know, it's a specific importance to it. It's like it solidifies something. I don't know. What's you? Here's the thing y'all are here for. What is your next blessing? It's like goddamn 15 minutes in. What is your next blessing? The High Priestess. The High Priestess. What's that mean? I got the Five of Swords. And you got the Emperor back again in the Four of Wands. I do like that. Five of Swords, Emperor, Four of Wands. It's like, oh, take it a step back. Take it a step back. And Four of Wands, celebration. There's two fours here with the Emperor and the Four of Wands with the Five. I don't know. There's a lot of self energy. Look at the Emperor. See why there's the Five of Swords. The High Priestess is your next blessing. I don't know why that's cool yet. I know I can feel why it's cool, because the High Priestess is a very powerful energy. But I see her with the instrument, the sunlight, the awareness, the light from the moon. So being able to see beyond the veil, you know. Towers. Inner strength for sure. Two. Ooh, when I think of a number two, I do think of relationships, because there's two people, and usually what you would see is a relationship. A deep. Oh my God! How did I not see that? It's a deeper relationship with yourself, 100%. Because like before, the inside out, which is another 1 and 2, the inside out. Before you can have a great relationship with anybody else, you have to have a great one with yourself first. So I think whatever you went through definitely put you in a deeper, more committed relationship with yourself. That's what the fives are for, the commitment to self. Jesus, it does make sense. Oh my God, one sec. All my life I had to fight. No shame, there's cockroaches everywhere. I can't stand it. Oh my God. I mean, honestly, it makes sense, because like, I'm not judging nothing. I'm just pissed. But I did find an orange when I was over there, so good eats. Either ways, deeper relationship with yourself. It's like whatever you ventured in, you came out. And this is not the fruit of the High Priest. I didn't know this was on my bed. I know this isn't the fruit of the High Priest. The fruit of the High Priest is like pomegranate. And there's no pomegranates in this card, but that's what the wisdom, the fruit. I don't know, something about the High Priestess to me is definitely like reconstruction meets deconstruction meets construction. It's like the inner workings of someone. I mentioned this before, but if you've ever seen and if you haven't, look it up. It's The Politician with Ben Platt. Not the show, but just the intro. That's what I imagine the High Priest is, not even being, but doing. Like it's someone who's like pouring in all the intricate workings of a person before they put them all, wrap it up and turn it into a person. But that's what that's what you have to do sometimes. You have to like deconstruct yourself to really find and inspect, all the parts of yourself, see if everything's working, see how, see it from the inside to understand how to build it better again, in a sense. And that's what I feel like your blessing is. You were able to deconstruct yourself, and the way that you're going to be able to reconstruct yourself is going to be so much more powerful, so much more enlightening, and you're going to have a deeper relationship with yourself. And I think the relationship that you are going to have with someone on this earth, I don't know, time is weird. It's interesting. The relationship you're going to have probably wouldn't be as deep or as intricate as it would be if you hadn't had this learning process, but you're going to prosper. And because you were able to grow and take everything as it is, it's allowing you to move forward with like a lot of clarity and surety and like power, like inner power. That's not something that someone can take from you. That's dope. Priestess. Deeper connection with the divine too, with the universe. It works out a lot, but I definitely see a relationship in the works with that too. Even though the high priestess would be like a single person, it's not really a single person. It's just someone who is very connected to themselves. So if you can find someone who, and it seems like when you find someone who is as deeply connected to themselves as you are to yourself, it's a much more powerful relationship. So that's beautiful. Because there are lots of words, I don't know if I want to see more tarot. So what I'm gonna do is use these oracle cards. The unknown archetype. I see 2, 3, 4, so that means I feel like I'm taking the right steps with that, at least, hopefully. I see the creator. The creator. Alright. I don't know how I'm going to shuffle these. These are almost harder. But, uh-oh. Flying. What do we have with your past? The Page of Swords, where you've been through? The Mask. You notice how I talked about this cat-like face? She almost reminds me of our little cat that we've got. Like the look on it. I don't know, it just reminds me of that. But it's just like the mask. It's like maybe shedding a mask, taking off a mask because it looks like it's much more vulnerable. Maybe your original face, is who you presented. Maybe you'd built a mask. Maybe you'd built yourself up to be someone. And so this was a deconstructing process, taking that mask off, really being yourself. But in that, you find all the good, but sometimes you still find all the bad. And like that can be very, not even just triggering, but altering. It can really change your mindset and really change who you are. That darkness, that void, it's like, I don't know. That mask, the world may be colorful, but you take that mask off and there's just so much to explore. But I feel like it was with the sword down, it's like it's a good thing you were listening to that darkness. You weren't trying to like fight it, you were listening, letting it teach you. But then listening also when it was time to like bring out your light. The way that mask is shining that light through to break the other half of it. So I don't know. The mask, that's number 61, which is a 7. A 7 is a journey number. It's a learning experience number. It's a lucky number too, I've heard. So like, but luck is about luck comes from preparation and I think timing. So it could be a balance of either one, where you may have felt prepared and it was just off timing, or you had great timing but you just weren't prepared. But something about that where it was just like just learning how to be like your true self through the process of seeing that you were probably putting up a front, in a sense, even like to yourself. But deconstructing that is just good. Just very good. The King of Swords, but you did grow, so you did it. As tough as it was. Oh my god, what just dropped? The healer. Yeah, you healed. And you possibly had, like, again, those snakes feel ancestral. They feel like more than you. Like reaching out to consciousness, like reaching out to things beyond you to help you. Like even that maiden mother crone energy, So King of Swords in the present. Why is the ocean? I would not have expected that with the King of Swords, because he's air and this is water. But I see, look at that eye. Look at that. It looks like irises. And irises, the eye connects right to the brain, and that's thoughts. So that's mind. So maybe this could be about perception and emotion, how you see things, how they feel. But the ocean is very deep. I know. So this one also is number 35. So that's strength, emotional strength, emotional effort, the effort to put things into perspective. With the King of Swords, just hearing about this today, how the Queen of Swords is like, it's either this way or that way, boom or boom, because there's no time for discussion with the Queen of Swords, which I can see that. The King of Swords is a little different though, which is interesting. Instead of being as aggressive, and we were talking about that balance of energy, instead of being as aggressive, the King of Swords is a lot more passive in that sense, where it's like, if this then that, there's a little bit more flow with the King of Swords. He's able to step into the environment to really see for himself and judge for himself. I don't know, when I see with that in the ocean, it's just like the strength to put something into perspective, the strength to and with that, the ocean, it's a bit of like, I learned that water was a bit of death energy, so maybe the perspective to water with air, because water meeting earth makes me think of direction, like how the water goes in and it grows, but water and air, I think of direction as well, just because they both move and they both flow in a sense. And the waves, when air touches water, it makes waves. So I don't know, with that one, it's like, it's something about it being deep, something about it being transformative in the present, something about the winds and the waves. Well, the water looks very still on this card, so maybe like trying to keep your waters calm while transforming. I imagine if a wave hit like a cocoon, it would really like mess up that process. So like trying to contain yourself like the ocean, but by nature it's not containable. I don't know. This is a really tough process. And that water, I learned that water was death energy, I said. So it's like, one sec. What's up? Okay, so what's up? We're back, sorry. Now I'm seeing that Aquarius water bearer energy. So something about bearing the water with the ocean, I'm thinking now for sure. Bearing a responsibility, a weight, but also at the same time, it's like, with like I said with the wind, if you carry it through, it's gonna produce such a beautiful new perspective for sure. A healing perspective. That's what that Aquarius energy is all about. And it's so much more healing and powerful because you are bringing it forth for yourself. I don't think you've really done that much before. And now I said 4 and I looked right at that. But B4, I said B4. And the letter B is number 2. So 2-4, I feel like that's interesting. B4 gives me the energy of like 6. Because 2 and 4 is 6. I don't know. So harmony. Bringing harmony to something. Bringing peace, stability. I don't know. Let's get going. High Priestess as your blessing. What's the blessing with the High Priestess? I failed to mention. No way. Okay, I failed to mention that I'm going to be doing these readings for the zodiacs as well soon. So there's going to be more specific ones, and I'm also probably going to do pick a card so that they can be different piles. There's not just one generalized reading, but this is a general one. But for the High Priestess, we've got the seed. The seed for something to grow. And I was just talking about fruits, was it not? And the fact that she has pomegranates in there, it talks about wisdom and growth. So this is the start, a brand new seed, a brand new start. And I feel like it's interesting because we just came out of a new moon. We're in a crescent now. the opening crescent, where it comes out of the darkness. So we're coming out of a dark space, coming more into the waxing crescent. And when the light, imagine moonlight, which is actually, sunlight, which is still the light that things need to grow. So this is about growing in the darkness. This is about a deep transformation. And it's interesting because I don't even, I'm so excited. I don't even know how to talk about that because it really lines up. It's cool. It's like that piece in the middle, the light in the middle, where it seems like from these two angles you would see only darkness. You wouldn't see the moon, but standing in the middle of something, sitting in the middle of something, really listening, taking slow steps in the darkness, of course, but using that light to still move and still deconstruct and reconstruct. It's powerful because that seed, it's like the seed. This when you deconstruct yourself, you're taking these pieces and you're seeing what you can use. The water bearer, like placing the water where it needs to go. You're seeing where you can put what emotions, what seeds, where to put what, so that it can grow in the best possible way. Like, because I was gonna say, some plants only grow at night, and some plants grow better at night, and some don't. All seeds are different. And you find that out from the deconstruction process. You find that out from journeying, experience, deconstructing, reconstructing. You find that out. And you get more knowledge and wisdom because of it. So these seeds that you're growing are going to grow in a beautiful way. And that's like a beautiful blessing because it's like now, forever. Like you might have continuously been powerful. So you've grown nice apples and oranges. But now you can grow apples, oranges, grapes, bananas. You can grow turkey if you so please. Because like the sort of inner workings of things, and that if you don't know it, you can find it out. But I feel like you're gonna find it out now in a better, a smarter way. And I say smarter only because it's a feminine energy, and I feel like that's not only but mainly now. And I feel like that's a definitely smarter energy. It's just more internal, less of outer journeying, and more of like observing. I don't know why I'm saying that. Just observing. That's probably better for you. The destroyer, the deconstruction. Because deconstruction always, that light, that star, there's always that hope for something to grow. Even if you can't see the seed underneath, something's going to grow out of it. Even if you can barely see the light, the sun is still there. The moon is still there, even if there's that dark spot. It's all about faith, I feel, with this a lot. With this specific one, but this blessing is so beautiful because it's a blessing of, imagine if I don't know, it's the journey. Imagine if the moon was always full, right? We wouldn't have that fun experience of watching it go through the phases until it becomes full and it goes back down again. We would just always see it as a full moon. So I feel like there's something with that here. This part of the process is so beautiful because you don't even see what beautiful bounty is going to come out of it. But you're having to trust in yourself and trust in faith and trust in, I don't know why I feel a community, but I feel like a community because I feel like all these lines around it, it's like a tree. So it's like a family. Like it feels like the middle, like the straight middle of like a tree trunk. I don't know why. Like I'm looking at it from the bird's eye view. So it's like you got like lines of history, of family, of community, things surrounding you, it seems, like just completely like protecting you. So it's beautiful. You don't even know what's going to come out of this, but and I think that's the point, because I feel like if you did know, if you could see the full picture, like I said, with the full moon, it wouldn't be as fun of a journey. It wouldn't be as rewarding. But when a full moon comes, everyone's like, when there are full moons, people start acting like a big fool. I'm kind of glad we don't have full moons every night, honestly. Thank God. The mirror and the full moon. What the freak? All I'll say about that is look at the shimmer in the mirror. Like, I feel like you might look around all this darkness and you might look at your fears with the moon. You might look at that light and be aware of so much, right? But if you look in that mirror, all that sparkle, all that shine, there's a lot of stars. There are a lot of hope, a lot of shimmer that you don't see from yourself because there's so much darkness surrounding it. But it's okay, because what does Beyonce say? A nightmare only lasts one night. I love that line because it is very hopeful, because it's true. it's emotionally fulfilling because it feels good, but it also is very true. The nightmares, or what she means, the nighttime, literally only lasts one night. So the day will come again. There will be sunlight again. There will be more awareness, and the night will come again. And it's a cycle, the circle of life and all that stuff. Now I'm losing it because I can only think of Beyonce. So I will end this end this here. Thank you so much for being here. Can't wait to do the zodiacs next, or pick a card, whatever you guys think is best, or I'll figure that out as well. But yeah, make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, because that would be great. Definitely subscribe to notifications because my upload schedule is wacky, but it also just feels very nice, and it feels nice to have you guys as a community and all that. So I hope it helps and all that. And all that. Please take a shot every time I say and all that. You'll be drunk. Other than that, I'll see you guys soon. I just make sure I don't forget anything. Check the community tab for anything. Usually I'll update there if I can't post a video. Enjoy YouTube. It's a fun place. Thank you for being here. I'm going to end this now before I say anything too much more because I can do that all day. Bye, guys.